Canto 14, Second Terrace continued, Guido del Duca and Rinieri da Calboli, Denunciation of the Arno Valley, Prophecy, the Decline of Romagna, Examples of Envy. Who is that who circles our mountain before death has given him flight, and opens and covers his eyes at will? I do not know who he is, but I know that he is not alone. You ask him, since you are closer, and greet him kindly, so that he will speak. Thus 2 spirits, bending toward each other, were discussing me off to my right. Then to speak to me they made their faces supine, and one said, O soul, who still fixed in your body are going up toward heaven, in charity console us, and tell us whence you come and who you are, for you make us marvel at the grace you receive, as much as befits a thing that has never been. And I, through the midst of Tuscany there flows a little stream that is born in Falterona, and 100 miles of flowing do not sate it. From along its banks I bring this body of mine. To tell you who I am would be to speak in vain, for my name does not yet much resound. If I flesh out your meaning well with my understanding, replied then the one who had spoken earlier, you are speaking of Arno. And the other said to him, why did he conceal the word for that river, just as one does of horrible things? And the shade who was asked that question paid his debt thus, I do not know, but it is surely fitting that the name of that valley perish. For from its beginning, where the high mountain, from which Pelorus was broken off, is so pregnant with water that few places exceed it, down to the place where it restores what the sky dries from the sea, whereby rivers gain what flows in them, virtue is avoided as an enemy by everyone, as if it were a snake, whether through bad influences on the place, or because of ill custom that goads them. And the inhabitants of the wretched valley have so changed their natures that it seems Circe has been pasturing them. Among ugly swine, more fit for acorns than for any food made to human use, it first directs its poor course. Then, coming down, it finds curs who snarl more than their power justifies, and from them, disdainful, it twists away its snout. It keeps falling, and the more it swells, the more that cursed and baleful furrow finds the dogs becoming wolves. Descending then through many deep lagoons, it finds foxes so full of fraud that they do not fear capture by any ruse. I will not leave off speaking just because a certain person may hear me, and it will be well for this man if he keeps in mind what a true spirit is unfolding to me. I see your nephew become the hunter of those wolves along the bank of the fierce river, and he terrifies them all. He sells their flesh while it is still living. Then he kills them like old cattle. He deprives many of life and himself of praise. All bloodied, he comes forth from the wicked wood. He leaves it such that 1,000 years from now it will not be reforested to its original state. As at the announcement of grievous injuries, the face of one listening becomes clouded, from whatever side danger may sink its teeth in him. So I saw the other soul, who was turned to listen, become troubled and sad, when it had gathered his word to itself. The speech of the one and the appearance of the other made me wish to know their names, and my request was mixed with prayers. Therefore the spirit who had spoken to me earlier began again, you wish me to condescend to do for you what you will not do for me. But since God wills that his grace shine through you so much, I will not be stingy with you. Therefore know that I was Guido del Duca. My blood was so afire with envy that, if I saw a man becoming glad, you would have seen me turn livid. Such is the straw I reap from my sowing. O human race, why do you set your heart where sharing must be forbidden? This is Rinieri. This is the praise and the honor of the house of Calboli, where no one since has become heir to his nobility. And not only his blood is gone barren, between the Po and the mountain and the sea and the Reno, of the good needed for truth and for pleasure. For within those bounds it is so full of poisonous thickets that it is too late now for cultivation to root them out. Where is the good Lizio, and Origo Mainardi, Piero Traversaro, and Guido di Carpegna? O men of Romagna, turned into bastards? When in Bologna will a Fabbro take root again? When in Faenza a Bernardino di Fosco, noble shoot born of humble grass? Do not marvel if I weep, Tuscan, when I remember, with Guido de Prata, Ugolino Dazzo, who lived in our midst, Federigo Tignoso and his friends, the house of Traversari and the Anastagi, and both families are without heirs. The ladies and the knights, the labors and the leisures that love and courtesy made us desire, there where hearts have become so wicked. O Bertinoro, why do you not disappear, now that your family has departed, and many more, so as not to become base? Bagnacavallo does well to beget no sons. Castrocaro does ill, and Cogno worse, that undertake to beget such counts. The Pagani will do well, once their demon has departed, but not so that pure testimony will ever be left about them. O Ugolino de Fantolini, your name is safe, now that no one can be expected who could darken it by his degeneration. But go away, Tuscan, for now weeping delights me much more than speech. Our talk has so anguished my mind. We knew that those dear souls could hear us walking, therefore by their silence they made us confident of our path. When we had walked so far as to be alone, a voice that came against us seemed like a flash of lightning that cleaves the air, saying, "Whoever finds me will kill me," and it fled as a thunderclap fades, when suddenly a cloud is burst. When our hearing had a truce from the first voice, behold the second, with so great a noise that it seemed like thunder that immediately follows. I am Aglaros, who turned to stone, and then, to draw closer to my poet, I made a step to the right, not forward. Now there was quiet on every side, and he said to me, "That was the hard bit that should keep one within his track. But you take the bait, so that the old adversary's hook draws you to him, and therefore rein and lure do little good. The heavens call and wheel about you, showing you their eternal beauties, and your eye still gazes on the earth. Therefore he beats you who discerns all things."